I am so glad you are here. It is Magical Tuesday in my world, so let's get into it. I want to talk about names today and the power of a name and of naming a person, naming a thing. This has been so universally recognized, the idea that a name has power, that you might have received your first lesson on that when you were a child, if you happened to pick up some of Ursula Le Guin's science fiction written for children. It's certainly where I first encountered the concept. The idea that if you know the true name of something or someone, you have a degree of control and power over them is the concept that was presented in her fiction. And in fact, there are many traditions in which, at a certain level of attainment, you are either given a name by the people training you, or you choose a name that you are then gifted in that initiation, that elevation, whatever the rite or ritual is. That's how important names can be. So when you name something, you give it life. We're going to be getting ready to do a memorial service here at Magus Books in Minneapolis for those who have died in ICE custody or at the hands of ICE outside of their direct custody. There were, when we pulled the original report from a site that verifies in multiple ways each claim they're making, 96 deaths since the inception of ICE. They go back to 2020. I heard there's another one to add today, sadly. We'll be naming each of these people one by one and lighting a candle for each of them. That is the essence of the ritual we will be performing. There will be no other facets to the ritual. I'm anticipating that lighting all of the candles will take probably a little over an hour. I could be wrong. We might get it in under an hour, and we will leave those candles to burn until they burn out. So the ritual will last until those candles burn out. Alongside every candle will be the person's name and their date of death. There will be no other information. We're not going to let you know what country they came from because it doesn't matter. We're not going to let you know if they committed suicide rather than go to a country back to their original country that perhaps they were fleeing from for their very life, or because they were going to be sent to a country they didn't know, didn't understand, and might be imprisoned in upon arrival. We're not going to tell you when they were born or how old they were, because it shouldn't matter. We're going to tell you that they existed, and we're going to give their memory the power of naming it. I do have someone who has volunteered to look for pictures of each of those people, and if we can find pictures of them, we'll include that in the paper that sits before each candle, so you can put a face to the name. But the real intent behind that ritual is to name them. Because when you name a thing or a person, you give it new life. And keeping these names front and center to remind us all why we have either protested, supported protest, helped outside of protesting, perhaps by delivering food or medications, or helping people get to their doctor's office or their pet to the veterinarian, helping with rent because going to work was too dangerous, too risky. Naming these people not only keeps them front and center, but reminds us what the risk was, why it was so essential, and may be again any day, to help those who could become those victims next. And as I said, I have someone new to add to that list today. I haven't even looked up their name yet. I just heard on the drive into work that there's another name to add to our list. That's the importance of naming a thing. Did it hit you? Did it hit you emotionally? That's the importance of naming the thing, the person, the event, the action. It's the reason people have so stridently said, if it looks like a fascist and it sounds like a fascist and it behaves like a fascist, we should call it fascist. If it looks racist, sounds racist, we should call it racism. Language is a powerful, powerful tool. Even when you choose an online handle because you don't want your real name up online, you choose something that expresses a part of who you are. And you give life, more empowerment, more life to that part of yourself that is best reflected. Hey, I'm Riss. Good to see you. That is reflected in the choosing of that name. Sorry, I'm a little emotional about this and I'm a crier and I've gone way over because of that. So thank you all so much for watching. If you would like to join us for the naming ritual, it will be happening when we open at 12 noon at our shop here in Minneapolis, 2520 Central Avenue Northeast, on May Day, on May 1st. I understand there's going to be a call for a general strike. Yes, our doors will be open, but they will be open for this ritual, and we will leave those names out for the duration of the day. I hope you all have an amazing week, and thank you so much for being your amazing magical you. Everyone here at Megas Books just loves that about you all. And of course, we appreciate the little magical things you can do here. I know you know what they are. I hope we see you here soon at the shop or online at megasbooks.com. And in the meantime, blessed be.